Vrindavan. The BBT actually is funded by BBT, established what was called the Bhagavatam Vidipitam, and that was headed by Gopi Parana Prabhu, who has, of course, passed away. The work that he started, very important actually, because it is primarily to train up Sanskrit scholars actually, because all of our shastras is, you know, from Sanskrit language. Actually, the very day that he passed away, one of my disciples actually met with him because he was going to study under him, and they had a 1 hour long discussion, and he was making the very important following point, which I just share with you, maybe less known, his realization in terms of you know, what we need within our ISKCON society. Just like in the past, we've had very prominent personalities write down what we call Dharma Shastras, guidelines for, you know, the general community, how to do things. And his point, Gopi Prabhu's point, was that ISKCON needs to have some scholars or some persons, I mean, write down and give some general guidelines considering our present situation, because it's very different from how things were 5,000 years ago or even 500 years ago. So this is where, you know, those who are Brahminically inclined, definitely our ISKCON society, and that's probably one of the main reasons why we've not moved very quickly in terms of Varnasrama, because we can't just copy and paste what we find in, you know, different literatures. At the same time, there are primary and then secondary instructions. We should ignore that there are primary instructions which actually cannot change. How to apply them, then Kaladesha Patra is an important principle in our tradition, of course. That Prabhupada was exemplary and ideal in, you know, applying things according to time, place, and circumstance. And speaking about time, well, is it?
One last group. There is one last group there.
There is. I'm sorry. Can you do this real quick? Somebody can bring the mic. Yeah,
I think that.
Okay, thank you.
We had the question of sending the young children to the Gurukul, and we broke that into 2 points. Mainly children going early and being sent away. And we discussed that it is also an issue of maturity, and we noticed that here in the West our children are maybe not that mature, maybe it's even the time. If we consider Lord Chaitanya started teaching at 15 and nowadays average age is 25 for someone to start teaching. So that was one of the points to consider. Then we of course thought that it's always best that children are educated in the community, relatively close to their parents, in the villages, where they can grow together, so they are not sent somewhere else and then they come back and there is like a difference of places there. And so there was a complexity in there, but we had 2 questions in this whole discussion, and that was, we thought back of Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Chaitanya Krishna, where they actually sent somewhere away, where they somewhere close by, and we wonder where was Sandipani Muni's school, and what was actually the length of studies, because our other question was maybe some would start later, like was there a difference in when one starts and how long one studies?
We'll come back to that tomorrow because we don't have the time, but it's yeah, those are good points, and I think we can spend a little bit of time tomorrow morning to wrap up some of the discussions, especially this last discussion and topic that you have presented. So thank you all very much. Jai Sri Prabhupada Ki Jai.